thanks for the invitation from me for being here. Actually, I think I'm presenting something maybe is very new for Intel. Some people don't know even existing here in a very smart village. So, and some people will be asking what's the relation between Intel and mobile. So, actually, we have here in Intel since maybe last year we started internally some entity inside Intel which we call Mobile Innovation Center, and it's actually not related to Egypt, especially it's looking for the Middle East as a whole. And mobile here doesn't mean mobile doesn't came from it's because it's a fake also doesn't came meaning mobile handsets. What we're looking for is mobility. So all what we are doing inside the Innovation Center is related to mobility, not only for mobile handsets. And what we are focusing on, as it came from the presentation topic, is innovate for emerging markets. So we are looking for emerging markets. We are looking for our innovation to come into emerging markets. Also, something related to the previous presentation from Dr. Mahabza. Yeah, leadership is very important and culture is very important to have this kind of stuff. So he just mentioned at the end that although maybe the strategy of the organization came from outside, but inside here in Egypt, you have to do something in order to foster innovation. So leadership is very important again, and the culture of innovation is quite important. So just to let you know that our team here is around right now, we are 15 persons, and I think we are going to expand within the next 2 years. I think our plan is next year that we'll go like maybe we'll allow this number to go to 30, and we have been actually getting some outputs from this center, so as we will go and see. So innovation, leadership is very important, and actually the culture of innovation, and we have, because we have inside something different from outside, so we have to adopt some culture in order to foster innovation. So I'll go through mobile and why emerging markets, why we're focusing on emerging markets, and we'll talk about some initiatives that Intel actually is right now pursuing. Some people doesn't know even about it, but related to research and related to innovation in the region. And we will give highlights on MEMIC, what MEMIC is doing in this Mobile Innovation Center. And then we'll give the hand to my colleague Farouz from Intel Capital, who will be talking about how we can get something out of the innovation in general, and Intel Venture Capital can really invest in and get it to the next level. So then we will conclude. So this is just to give you an idea why we're looking for mobile and the vision of Intel about the going on of technology. Because as mentioned by Dr. Mahad, Intel is starting as a microprocessor company, but by time we think that we have to diversify or have to go into other areas that is not starting from the core processor business. So we're looking for like today and like 5 years ahead. So we're thinking like 25% of the world is connected right now by multiple options like handsets, mobile, smartphones, laptops, whatever. Then in 2015, more than 1 billion users additional is going to be on the in general in the worldwide. And for the devices, more devices are getting into use day by day. So we started with the mobile, handsets, smartphones, laptops. Now we have the TVs and connect to the internet. We have even the hand cam, cameras, all. So connected devices. I mean, everything will be connected at the end of the day. So you have 10 billion global devices are connected to the network anyway. The last thing is, I mean, social networks, which is also part of what Dr. Ashraf was talking this morning. With social network had a lot of effect here. So we have also like a lot of videos and photos on the internet. And by 2015, we have 10x or 16x, multiples of storage capacity that's needed worldwide. So this is what we call an dynamic exposure. So we started from a certain level, then we will go and exposure in the connected devices everywhere. So everyone is connected all the time right now. We're just sitting here in the room, we're having a conference, we just have tweets over the teams, people are talking and discussing. So lots of devices are connected and the more and more are coming. So what Intel is looking for this is we call the Intel is calling computing continuum. So basically it will be at the end of the day, two main things are controlling everything. So people are connected
doesn't matter from where they are connected, desktop, laptops, network, personal devices, you name it, even from the cars, from everywhere, and all connected to, they all need the same application, they all need the same devices to be connected to their, whatever they like to connect. So the same application can be worked from different perspectives. So you have here wireless connectivity will be one part in the core here, and the other part is what we call cloud computing, because cloud computing at the end of the day is just something virtual that connects all the pieces all around the world. So we call it compute continuum, so everyone is connected in this continuum of computing. So that's why we think of importance of wireless, and that's why Intel is going into wireless for a while. So looking into the wireless part of it, so what the wireless will be. At the end of the day, wireless, right now we're having 3G and 3.5, 3.75 for the unit. So the next level will be 4G. So right now the networks here, we can go like 42 megabits per second, 52 megabits per second, whatever. So 4G is what we call LTE, WiMAX, advanced, or whatever. So the people can have wirelessly 100 megabits per second, and then the advanced, they can go to end to gig over the wireless. So wireless at the end of the day will be a hub that can be used to access the services, and at the end of the day, people will have videos, uploads, and machine-to-machine application. Machine-to-machine application, meaning that all machine-to-machine application. You can connect from your car, you can connect like from the meters at your home, video cameras, security, fleet management, or you name it. So, for example, the mobile videos or the statistics are naming that in 2015, 65% or maybe more of the overload on networks will be coming from video. So video is putting a lot of pressure on 4G. So right now, wireless is having a problem. They need to have more capacity actually to meet the demand for the user. At the same time, you have to have more applications that fit with the requirement for your end users. So that's why Intel really looks into the into wireless. And why? Wireless. Inside Intel, they are what we call Intel Labs. Intel Labs is the research arm of Intel, and inside these labs we have multiple labs inside the labs. So one of the labs is only focusing on wireless. We call it Wireless Communications Lab, which we are here in Egypt on the other side of the street, part of it, with the other teams all around the world. So for emerging markets, very interesting statistics are mentioning although I have an explosion in mobile internet and broadband penetration or whatever, but we still just on the world average. So we still very in Asia, Africa, even Middle East, we're still very low. So we still have more roads to go. So in the broadband area. And the other point is IT in general, in the spending of IT in developing markets is getting, in development is getting increasing. So as you can see the graph to the right here, the developing markets are getting higher and the developing markets is getting lower. These graphs are getting till 2020. So the more the time goes, the developing markets are focusing on IT more and more to get the applications and to get, and most of it will be either for wireless applications or built on cloud computing that you can access same application from fixed PC or mobile PC, from your car, from wherever you are. So what actually Intel is doing here, so that's, basically what I'm trying to say, the importance of cloud is very important, importance of wireless is very important. That's why Intel is focusing on wireless as part of our core job. So what Intel is actually doing in the region here, from kind of activities is being done and initiatives. So one of the initiatives that we are talking about today is Middle East Mobile Innovation Center in Cairo, this is our building, which is across the street over here. And we have under this lab, we have other lab in Kingdom of Saudi, which is CIRA, Center of Excellence for Wireless Applications, which is actually part of, this lab is actually having all the, let's say, performance evaluation tools. We have in-house wireless tool, 4G networks, WiMAX, LTE, and so we use it as a test bed, meaning that all the applications or all the innovative ideas that came from the lab here in Cairo, we go and use it, make some kind of test. We have some tools here and we have other tools over there, so we can also go there and make some kind of testing over live network to make sure the performance of what we have is really matching the needed goal for output. Other thing is what Intel is doing, which was mentioned also this morning by Dr. Ashraf, is Intel LTE stack. LTE is long-term automation technology, the 4G technology. Actually, Intel this year in March acquired Egyptian company which is SysDSoft. Now they don't even name SysDSoft. The name right now is called Intel Mobile Communication. So Intel Mobile Communication is a product group inside Intel. They are actually producing the LTE stack, which is key part of the LTE chips or 4G chips will be built inside the laptops, netbooks, notebooks, or whatever coming out of Intel. This entity is actually right now 130 employees, and all those 130 employees have been right now all are Intel employees. This entity is located in Maadi. So right now Intel here in Egypt, we have two arms. Research arm, which is MEMIC, which I present today, and the D arm of us, like R&D. So the R is coming from here, MEMIC. The D is coming from Intel Mobile Communication, or you know, SysDSoft. So we also have kind of collaboration on what we are doing to fit in the product roadmap of SysDSoft. The only difference is point also we were discussing that we have to look 5 years ahead. So we are looking 5 years ahead on the applications or wireless technologies that we are thinking is coming on, while IMC as a development team, so they are having a product, so delivering products, so they have like looking for 1 year to 3 years roadmap because they have to deliver a product. So we're working ahead of them, and we can get finally what we are taking and put it into their roadmap as a product. So which is quite good for for Egypt to have this kind of two companies, and actually the output of LTE or the output of IMC or SysDSoft is being used globally, not only in Egypt. Another program which is running today, people related to universities and academia might know this program, which is MEMIC program. It's called Middle East Research Program, where we are looking to invest into students. So we take some universities around the region. Nile University is one of them, by the way. Nile University and American University in Cairo, both are in this program. And we have other universities from Lebanon, AUP, American University Beirut. We have universities in Turkey. So what we are having, the master students, we go to the university and we get election from the university, and then we get interviewing some of the students in this running programs, and we take them. We put them in Intel labs in US for 1 year. This is as an internship program. Actually, right now these have been done for last 2 years, and this year is the third year for that. And then when they come back, they are working inside the master program in the universities for some researches related to Intel. So in this case, what we're doing is we're trying to foster, put them into the culture, into the like incubator. Into the lab, into the culture, they can see the people, how people are working, and when they come back, they can work and they can produce quality research. This is good for the whole region, and actually we are then part of it also. They are all our potential for being hired by Intel, either internally or externally. So we have, for example, 2 members from this MEMIC program from Nile University are being now working with us here in Egypt. We have some also examples from American University in Cairo. So this is basically the idea. So not only producing something, but also getting the people coming from the university, put them into incubator in the labs for 1 year in the US, then you can get use of it. The last one, which is Intel Capital. Intel Capital is venture capital arm from Intel, and they actually dedicated some funds for ICT in Middle East, and we have today Mr. Farouz who will talk after me about what kind of things that we are doing in Middle East. And actually, this is not his first visit, so he's usually visiting Egypt from time to time. And we are also looking for some companies inside Egypt that Intel Capital might be interested in investing inside it, not only acquiring. So acquisition is not only all the stuff, so we can invest also in something that he highlighted by Farouz. So in the region, why we think the region? We have lots of potential in the region and lots of catalyst in the region that is being helping for the innovation itself. So as we were talking about the pyramid, just talking about the pyramid, so the pyramid part of the pyramid is education. So we see we have a base in the region, although the education is not very, not all the levels or not all the institutes are having a high quality research or high quality education, but we have multiple institutes in the region, inside Egypt and outside Egypt. Some of them in Egypt, like Nile University, Cairo University. We have also some other examples in Qatar, like Texas A&M, they have campus in Qatar, Carnegie Mellon, they have Texas in Qatar, so, and some universities in United Arab. So we have some institutes in the region really have a high quality research, a high quality education, and some of them also have high quality research, like Nile University, for example. And most of the people who are working there are expats. So people who have been spending lots of time in US and Canada or in Europe, and then they came back and they teach inside the schools. So one of the things that we're really looking for is to get the use of those expats or even the local people that are working on a higher education institutes or higher education research. We're not really limited to only the institute, but also for the professors themselves. That can work actually closely with us and getting something out of the region here. So one thing is education. The second thing is, which is people around the region. Everyone is right now looking for the knowledge-based economy. So everyone have a lot of money, so they would like to put money and to foster innovation. So we have advantage here in Egypt over there. Over the other stuff. So we have multiple initiatives like TEAC all around the region, by the way. So we have in Dubai, in Paris, in Qatar, everywhere. But the only advantage that we have here is our human capital, our human resources. So wherever you go there, you'll find magnificent facilities, very large facilities, but you still need human capital resources. So we have this advantage here in Egypt, and that's why we visit from Egypt. And the people are working with us either in the MEMIC research site or in IMC are all Egyptians. So we are focusing or capitalizing on Egypt for the human resources that can be used either inside Egypt or sometimes even outside Egypt. So all of these are actually catalysts for the innovation that we are trying to tap on in Egypt. So what exactly we are doing? What is as I just mentioned, Intel Labs is the research arm of Intel worldwide. Inside Intel Labs we have multiple labs, and one of the labs is wireless, became because of the importance of wireless in general for Intel and in general for the emerging markets. So we are here in the smart village. We have, as I mentioned, 15 now person, and we are expanding, inshallah, to have maybe double this number, inshallah, next year. And actually, the main KPIs, or what's the KPIs of this kind of research? Just came back again also to one of the things mentioned by Dr. Mahazer. We have the culture to fail. This is kind of culture inside Egypt that if you fail, then you have a problem. So no, we have a common code that we usually use, like fail often and fail early. So we have to fail in order to get some success. But you have to be also wise while you're getting failed. So don't go if you think that you are failing, so don't go further. Just go away and start something from scratch. So we have to foster the culture of failing in order to get something out of it. And the KPIs that we're looking for is IPs coming out from here, and also papers that are we publishing inside the journals or in conference that can actually contribute to the wireless standard in general. And I'll share to you the progress that we have this year, because we have already multiple IPs coming out from here, from this team, as US patents for Intel, coming only from the team that are working here for this year. So this is basically our KPIs: having IPs, having publications and papers that can be published in journals and can be used as a part of standard contributions to the next generation of wireless technology. So this is actually our main three pillars that we are looking for, which is, first one I just mentioned is 4G technology test beds. So we are having multiple tools here in Egypt and multiple tools in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where any wireless application or any wireless technology that is coming or algorithm that we think it might be enhancing the standard or whatever, we have the tools to test it in-house either in Egypt or in Saudi. So this is one of the things that we're looking for, so to complement what we're doing. Or another thing that from out of what we're doing is what we call wireless vertical applications. So we're looking for some applications that can really work on as a vertical applications over the wireless technology. This application might be related to, I'll show you some examples of that, related to health, maybe related to connected cars, related to crowd management, multiple applications. I'll share some of them with you right now. And the last one is future wireless standard, and which meaning that, as I told you, that wireless is very important, so people are looking for wireless in general and to enhance the wireless standard. So we are looking for the next generation wireless networks and putting kind of research that can contribute to the standard inside the wireless technology. So in order to do so, we have kind of collaborations with universities inside Egypt and outside Egypt and with government entities like TIC, for example. So in order to foster the innovation and to get actually the usage of the resources being here in the region. So this is actually the basic stuff that we're doing, and our strategy for that is quite important because at the end of the day, Intel is a company and we are getting funds from Intel, so we have to have 3 strategic pillars that we have to focus on. So what we are doing has to either to impact our product. So we have, as I mentioned, we have an IMC, which is product group inside Intel, just here in Miami. So we're trying to, all what we are doing in the research, we are affecting the product roadmap, enhancing the product somehow. Because this is, at the end, is a return on investment, because Intel is paying money for the research, then the research income or outcome of that should have some impact on the product. Same thing for what we're doing on all vertical applications that can be affecting netbooks or whatever. Second thing is ecosystem, because we have to have an ecosystem. So we are, Intel at a certain time was really pushing WiMAX very hardly over as a technology. Right now we think any technologies that can really have an impact to the ecosystem, we are working on it. So any new technology is not related, but it has to be, of course, quality. So it should be either product impact, ecosystem impact, and also we are fostering, or as I just mentioned, we are collaborating with universities around the region in order to have other ideas came from outside and collaboration with universities. And when we usually collaborate with universities, we encourage universities to publish what they have done collaboratively with Intel. So in order not only to have everything inside Intel, we also collaborate with universities. And as I just mentioned, my university is part of it. We have collaboration with Texas in Qatar and other universities in the region. So just, the interesting part is some of the applications that we're really working for it, and it might be, related to emerging markets. That's why we were here. So, of course, we all know the traffic problems, and so can this be avoided? This is one of the things that we thought about it, and we actually, when we started thinking about it, we found that we have lots of applications around Egypt and all around the region are trying to tackle this problem. But the only point that all the applications that here are based on the, let's say, the consumer perception. So I have my phone, so I have an application. When I go to a certain road, I just tweet certain, message about the road, and the more messages came from this road, then the platform will analyze it and just give a message. So it's all based on the perception of the user. So what we think about it is to have the advantage of having already a wireless network already installed everywhere. So why not using it as a real-time feedback? So this is actually what we're doing. So the point here, what we're trying to do is having the car just a part of the mobile network, as if it's a mobile terminal moving around the different base stations or different towers in the building. So on the other side of the picture, we have the internet. Internet here, there's the mobile network itself is connected to the internet, connected to everywhere, home, offices, and everywhere. So in this case, we will handle the car as if it's a mobile terminal moving around as in its own. So in this case we'll have a connected vehicle that is actually intersecting with the internet. So here is the wireless port, here is what we call maybe cloud port, and in order to have a real feedback coming from the car about the traffic going around and then go back to the internet, which can actually distribute it everywhere. And actually this application, we'll see, it's already being developed and being tested, but it's all in-house. I mean, we didn't actually open this for anyone else outside. So this is maybe the first time we talk in public about it. So it's basically, the idea here, this is our platform. The idea is, I want to move from point A to point B, so I put where is my destination, and according to the feedback, it's coming really from the cars going around through the mobile network. We can have an algorithm from the cloud side that can calculate the approximate data for you and how long it takes to go to site A, site B, site C, or whatever. I know, of course, sometimes it doesn't work because we have to add an option that don't go right now because sometimes roads are blocked everywhere. So anyway, but this application, just to let you know, this application has been developed this year, and it has been shown in internal conferences inside Intel. One of them two of them in US, and one just last week in Europe. They are called, one of them is the Intel Developer Forums, so where Intel brings the developers from everywhere, and they have very selective criteria for the shows. So if you go into Facebook and write Intel Labs, you'll find, Facebook or YouTube, you'll find some linkage to the footage for what we have done in US just 2 months ago. Actually, it was shown in September 11th as part of what they call September 11. You know how much is September 11 is really, the disaster happened in the US. So they put it as a disaster recovery solution where you can use this application with multiple other applications inside Intel to give directions for your police department or fire department to go in if you have a certain disaster. So this has been shown there, and also it has been selected to last week another conference inside Intel, which is called Research at Intel Europe. If you just type it in the internet, you'll find it. Also, you'll find some photos and videos on this kind of application. So this is already in house, and this is one of the things that we might be thinking of collaborating with. TEAC, for example. So TEAC might be having some companies inside the incubation of TEAC working in some kind of related, applications. And as we just mentioned, not all the applications that we're working on will finally be a product. So some of the applications will be a product, some of the applications will not be a product. So in certain applications, if we don't have a product, or we don't have an intention to go into a product side, then we might be collaborating with some of the startups to get this application and go and grow with this application. This is one of the things we might be also thinking of. The other one, which is also very related to the region and very related to our presence in Saudi Arabia, which is what we call crowd management control. And the basic question was, especially the challenge which is coming in 3 weeks' time, which is Hajj. So if you have this number of people going around in a very very short distance, so 4G or 3G sometimes cannot actually afford. Can 4G do this? How this kind of crowd can be controlled using 4G networks, and how can the 4G networks can be customized to match this kind of crowd. So we actually have done such kind of research, and we have came up with the idea. So right now what happens is, if you are in Saudi Arabia, you're doing a Hajj, so you go to someone, he guide you, and he will open the map for you and tell you, okay, you go this direction, you go that direction, and most probably the guy doesn't know, because actually they bring him to sit here. So what we propose is to have a small tablet this way, which is very cheap one, which we use it sometimes for education, and very cheap one. So the idea was to have a database, same like the IDs that we all have inside our companies, with RFID, which you can collect all the information for a certain Hajj. For example, coming out from Egypt, you have 80,000 Hajj are getting out. Before they go, you can collect the information and put it into the cloud server, which might be here, might be there in Saudi Arabia or whatever. So, and you have a tag. Each Hajj has a tag. So wherever you go, then through the wireless network and through the ID that the Hajj is wearing, you can actually get the information about the Hajj. You can know where is he sitting. You can have some information about the company, the tour leader, the tour guide. And another thing, challenge here now, because sometimes if the guide does not know the same language, they're not talking the same language. So you can have this software with multiple languages as well. So the Hajj himself can read and can see the directions by himself. And over that, you can have multiple stuff. So you can have directions for the services, where to go. You can have an emergency vehicle. For example, let's have a case. One of the Hajj are actually having a health problem, so he is having a coma or whatever. So we don't know what happened with this Hajj. And maybe this guy is getting a medication for a certain disease. So but we don't know what's going on. So maybe the guy who is coming to trying to help the guy give him a wrong medicine that conflicts with his current health records. So you can keep also the health records of the guy. So you can, using this software, we have actually the software has been developed, and the platform totally has been developed and has been tested already inside Egypt and in Hajj as well. We have been doing this testing for the last 2 years in Saudi Arabia. You can also have a taxi and cleaning or whatever. I mean, multiple application can be done for this. Like you can have web access, you can see what's going on in this area where you would like to go. So the whole project itself actually has been done to see not only from the platform perspective. Platform was one thing, software was another thing, and the third thing was the wireless network. So we have done from research perspective, from our researchers, we have done a research to see the effect of the wireless network, the effect of the crowd over the wireless network, and we came up with actually a whole topology that can really be implemented in Hajj area, and using this platform, which we have a patent of this platform because it's connected with multiple stuff, and the whole project right now is being transferred to Hajj ministry in Saudi. They are already thinking about it, and they have looking for maybe mobile operators like STC or whatever to go and participate in this kind of project. So this is the way that we are thinking. The way that we are thinking in kind of applications that relate to American market. And here is our MEMIC team. Actually, as you can see, as I just mentioned, all are Egyptians. The leadership is coming from the director of the center is Dr. Hani Kibati. He's a veteran Intel. He's 16 years of working at Intel. He's just getting his education here in Egypt, and then he goes to the US. So he's a leadership actually. He transferred the kind of culture of innovation culture to the team, and we're trying to build very selective team from the Egyptian guys here, and try to foster the innovation culture inside the team in order to make sure that we can really deliver what we have to. Because right now we are in competition. I mean, Intel Labs is a global stuff, so we are in competition not only with Egyptian companies, we are in competition with a global, and with a very high quality research inside Intel. So we're trying to be up to it. And just to the right here, this was just taken last week. Two of these guys are our guys. These guys are working on the ITS, the intelligent traffic system that was demonstrated over there. And you can see here the team, and this is actually from the office, by the way. This is our office, so you can see some fancy colors and this kind of stuff in order to make sure that we have a good culture for the people, and people can actually be relaxed. We have flexible hours for the people to work and to deliver, so we have kind of objectives that they have to deliver. So this is kind of things that we have to look for when we are in a global competition. So what this really happened. I mean, this is our progress since this year. So we have right now already 2 patents already filed by this entity just this year. And what I'm talking about is from January till now. 2 patents are filed and 2 patents already in the process. We have around more than 10 or 12 publications in IEEE magazine and conferences. And we actually our team is working with a US team in the standard contribution for the 4G. So what I'm just showing that you can consider it, it's kind of different, but what I try to focus is that Egyptian people can really do the same. They just need the right environment to do. And this is actually what's happening when you go outside. You will find totally different. People when you just go inside the system, they will go and produce. So this is what we're trying to do right now. And actually, this is kind of very interesting, output. However, we still need lots of things to do, but we are working on it in order to be up to the challenge that we are in. Just to summarize, so as I mentioned, we're focusing on wireless because of importance of wireless. We're focusing on Middle East because we think Middle East, all people are trying to go into innovation and knowledge-based economy. And we are being here actually to focus on wireless and to help in the R&D research, especially our research and university collaboration to foster innovation in the region. And we have also potential opportunities to collaborate with the university, with government, and so on and so on. And the good part is, as I just mentioned, we have a research arm, we have a product arm, and we have also today our Mr. Farouz is an intercapital arm who can also, help with some of the technologies that we are having in order to get it outside the company, which is also, or either by acquisition, either by getting the technology outside, or by multiple channels. So we're trying right now to put all together in the same bouquet and go ahead with this kind of stuff. So that's all for me. So I'll leave the floor for Farouz to give us a speech about the intercapital.
Should we take a break first?